Hey crew, it's been a while since our last video, so I'll do Bitcoin and Ethereum in this video, and the other altcoins I'll do in another one or two. So let's get right into it. Up on the screen I've got Bitcoin weekly chart. We're at a very interesting point now as to whether we're going to make a higher low or we're going to have a decent pullback after this strong parabolic move. I just want to point out the last couple of weeks and this current week. A couple of weeks ago we had this inverted hammer. What does that mean? That just means that there's some bearish pressure coming in, but the bulls have still rejected it. So it's possibly a sign of deceleration. We followed that up with the doji, which is deceleration, and a little bit of an arm wrestle between bulls and bears, a bit of indecision. So this current week we've got bearish momentum coming in. The week's still yet to be finished, so we can't sort of really take too much into the candle just as yet, but it does certainly look like we've reached our peak for now and we're ready for a pullback. What am I looking for? I'll show you the smaller time frames just for now, but a move back down to 6,000, 6,100 makes pretty good sense. It's a very strong support resistance level there. 0.5 fib of the latest move since the bottom, and also it would retest the weekly 50 EMA. The RSI down the bottom here could most certainly do with a bit of a spell also. So that's a pretty clean, pretty obvious chart. There's a few things on the lower time frames that we need to consider before we go full on bearish. Daily chart, not too much to add on this one. The only thing I just need to point out is that at the moment we've still made a higher low, so our bull trend is still very much intact. There's our previous low and this low here, higher low, still making higher highs, higher lows, so there's no reason why we still can't continue a little bit higher. But it's the weekly and the lower time frames that have given me my short bias for now. The members would have seen this chart in the channel just the other day. So this is what I'm looking to play next. Really nice clean rising wedge. We broke out the bottom and found support, a nice little support zone here at around 7,500. So what I'm looking for here is a nice fib pullback and this intraday resistance level. So break, retest of that resistance and the 4-hour 50 EMA to continue our downward momentum and our correction phase. So 6,100 is my first initial target. There's going to be lower time frame support around high 6s, 7,000. Can we go lower than 6,000? Yeah, sure, of course we can. If we do, mid 5s, possibly low 4s. That's a pretty big pullback. I don't imagine we're going to go that far. I believe the bottom is in, but a move back down to 6,000 is pretty clear, pretty clean based on the weekly and the 4-hour chart. The daily is a little bit undecided, and we just need to be cautious that we're still making higher lows, as I just mentioned before, so we could still keep trending up and higher. If we reject this level here, where I've got my measuring tool marked in, that confirms a lower high on the lower time frames and a head and shoulders pattern here, which is a reversal. So just in the meantime, I'm not looking to go short or long. I just want to get a nice clean rejection here first to confirm my bias. In the meantime, still in an uptrend, as I mentioned. Alright, let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Not much to add on Ethereum really, like the price action is very, very similar. I'll just use the 4-hour here. Not a clean rising wedge by any chance, more of a channel. But same sort of thing, I just showed you a break, possible retest, and more of a correction. So really just moving in line with Bitcoin. There's not too much further to add than that because the price action is quite similar. And if you just look at the top left here, very much the same. Inverted hammer, doji, bearish momentum, overbought RSI. Pretty much the same as Bitcoin. What I am looking at though is Ethereum BTC pair on the weekly here. We've had a nice sell-off, found support, and we're in an accumulation zone. So I'll be watching to see if we break the weekly 50 EMA and even drill down to a lower time frame to see if Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin in the short term. So this nice bottoming pattern here, found consolidation, accumulation. So a pop out of this level would be a good chance to put most of our holdings into Ethereum. Try and collect a few more sats. That's it for Bitcoin and Ethereum just for this video. I'll do another one for the altcoin shortly.